Imagine that something as simple as what's on your kitchen table could be the key to attracting wealth and prosperity into your home. Often, the secret lies in the details we overlook every day. The energy flowing through the house begins where the family gathers, and the table is that essential meeting point. Since ancient times, it was well understood that keeping the table clean and organized is important, as it acts as a conductor of energy, capable of attracting prosperity or even problems. To enhance this practice, some traditions say that keeping a specific item on the table acts as a true magnet for abundance, bringing financial stability and harmony to everyone. The controversy begins when we think about how often we remove this object from its place without understanding the impact of this action. It may seem counterintuitive, but by removing it, it's as if we're pushing opportunities away and making room for difficulties. In this video, we'll reveal ancestral practices that can transform your kitchen table into a source of happiness, love, prosperity, and harmony. Curious to find out what really works and how to apply this secret to your daily life? Keep watching. The path to a prosperous life might start right at your kitchen table. Before we continue, give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Write in the comments, "I'm ready to prosper." It's a way of setting a powerful and positive intention for what's to come. Now, let's see how the kitchen table can directly impact the well-being and prosperity of everyone who lives in your home. The kitchen table is more than just a piece of furniture. It's the point of union, that space where the energies of the house converge and blend. It's where families come together for meals, conversations, and often to share a bit of life. Think of the table as a pulsing heart of good energy. The more harmonious the atmosphere around it, the greater the impact on everyone's well-being. After all, have you noticed how laughter sounds more genuine around the table? Keeping this center of energy balanced is essential so that the whole house remains in tune. If the table is cracked, dirty, or disorganized, this can interrupt the flow of positivity and even create a field of tension. Some believe that a table in poor condition can attract conflicts or even health problems for family members. So, for those who want a light and harmonious environment, it's worth paying attention to cleaning and caring for the table. It's as if every act of organizing is a small prayer for peace to reign in the home. Have you ever thought about it? The impact of the table on family life goes beyond what you see. It's something you feel. A good example is the tradition of decorating the table for special occasions, such as Christmas or birthdays. This simple action creates a welcoming energy that everyone perceives and appreciates, even if unconsciously. And when the table is there, imposing and well cared for, it naturally inspires respect and consideration. Perhaps that's the secret to keeping everyone connected and at peace. But the care for the table is not limited to appearance, as there are other simple practices that help maintain this flow of energy intact. And now, let's talk about how to keep the table in good condition and its impact on the home. Keeping the table clean and in good condition is a care that goes beyond aesthetics. It's a way of protecting the home's energy. A table with cracks or accumulated dirt can create a feeling of discomfort, even inviting negativity into the environment. Imagine that each small crack is like an open door for unwanted energies. Keeping the table stable and spotless not only ensures a pleasant appearance, but also helps preserve harmony among the people in the house. Have you ever thought about how a well-cared-for table can avoid those little conflicts that seem to come out of nowhere? In popular culture, it's believed that a poorly maintained table can invite health problems or even family issues. Think of that old piece of furniture that over time became worn and accumulated more dirt. Without noticing, these conditions can create a vibration of disorder that ends up reflecting in the family's routine. Keeping the table always clean and without defects helps to create a calm atmosphere that fosters good relationships. After all, when the environment is in order, it's easier for everyone to feel at peace and healthy, don't you think? This idea connects to caring for the home in general, but the kitchen table takes on special significance, as it's where everyone usually gathers. A good example is the simple act of wiping the table at the end of the day, like a small ritual to close out the day's activities. This daily care renews the energy and helps to create a sense of stability and protection in the home. Perhaps with this habit, minor disagreements will be less frequent. After all, there's always a way to maintain balance, and small actions make all the difference. Now let's understand some practices to avoid around the table. The table, with all its importance, also carries some don'ts that may seem simple but have a big impact. Sitting on or knocking on the table, for instance, is seen as a way to block the flow of positive energy. This practice, which many do without thinking, acts like a sudden interruption in the environment. Imagine this: all that energy circulating, and then suddenly it's interrupted by a strong touch. Some say that these gestures even bring bad luck or open space for misunderstandings among family members. Have you thought about it? So, tempting as it may be, it's worth avoiding these actions at the table to keep the space in harmony. It's interesting to note that, culturally, the table is a place of respect, where small actions can carry profound symbolism. Many have heard from grandparents, "Don't sit on the table, it brings bad luck." And it's not just a superstition. The idea is to protect the environment from confusing energies. When we respect the space of the table, we are symbolically protecting the home from negative influences. Maybe it's an old custom, but ancient traditions often hold hidden wisdom that still makes sense even today. If you want to keep good vibes flowing, it's best to keep a light touch and respectful attitude when around the table. Instead of knocking on the table to make a point or sitting in a careless way, why not make it a space for celebration, sharing, and even reflection? These practices help create a welcoming energy that spreads and influences everyone's well-being. Now let's talk about the importance of the objects we place on the table. The kitchen table is a sacred space, and the objects we place on it have an invisible power to attract or repel certain energies. It's common to leave keys, wallets, or even broken knives on the table without much thought, but these items can bring more than just clutter. Keys, for example, are associated with open doors, and leaving them on the table can symbolize financial difficulties and instability. Similarly, broken knives are seen as symbols of division and conflict, potentially creating disharmony. Imagine it as a constant energy exchange happening there, influencing what comes and goes in our lives. Keeping the table free of certain objects is a way to protect the home and strengthen the flow of prosperity and peace. A wallet, for example, represents finances, and placing it on the table can create a sense of constant financial loss, almost as if resources are always in transit. This habit, while seemingly harmless, can reflect the feeling of never having economic stability. Keeping these items in specific and organized places, like a hook for keys or a drawer for the wallet, is a small action that makes a big difference. Small changes, such as removing objects that carry complicated energies from the table, create a cleaner and more harmonious space. Over time, you'll notice these details help to create a prosperous environment. So, when arranging the table, think about leaving it ready to attract good energies and avoid interference. After all, with the table free and in harmony, it's easier to open the way for prosperity, right? And when it comes to prosperity, some specific items can go a long way in inviting it into the home. Next, let's explore which items are ideal for attracting prosperity to the table. Placing certain items on the table is like planting seeds of prosperity in the environment. Foods like bread, fruits, and sweets are considered symbols of plenty and abundance. Imagine a basket of fresh fruit in the center of the table. It not only beautifies the space, but also represents nature's generosity and the continuity of life. It's as if each food carries with it the energy of the prosperity we wish for our home. This practice, passed down by many generations, is a practical and symbolic way of telling the universe that we're open to abundance. On the other hand, it's best to avoid items that carry dead energy, like wilted flowers or dirty knives. Wilted flowers, for instance, represent the end of a cycle and can attract a sense of stagnation or even sadness. Imagine the impact of a vibrant flower that slowly wilts. It stops offering its positive energy, giving way to a symbol of decline. Keeping the table with items representing vitality and freshness helps keep the home's energy in motion, attracting good things for everyone who lives there. Bringing prosperity to the home through small items on the table is a simple yet meaningful practice. Changing out the fruits, keeping fresh bread, or even setting out some sweets for visitors can help renew the table's energy constantly. This seemingly simple gesture has the power to create an atmosphere of abundance, leaving the table always ready to attract good things. And besides food, there are also specific rituals that can help channel these energies, especially if the focus is on attracting financial prosperity. For those looking to boost financial prosperity, small rituals with specific objects can make all the difference. An interesting example is the use of a bay leaf with the infinity symbol drawn on it, known to attract monetary energy. Placing this leaf discreetly on the table is like sending an invitation to the universe for abundance to enter your home. This ritual is simple and can be renewed weekly, Just replace the leaf to keep the energy flowing. Besides being an attractive piece, it brings extra charm to the table. Another powerful practice is keeping a small pot of coins on the table, symbolizing a magnet for wealth. This can be a decorated pot where you add coins, reinforcing the idea that prosperity accumulates and multiplies. It's a reminder that money's energy should be nurtured and valued, just as we nurture a plant to see it grow. This pot doesn't need to be visible to everyone. Even a small container hidden in the center of a decoration serves its energetic purpose. These are details that, over time, create a solid foundation of prosperity in the home. These rituals are ways to reinforce the intention of prosperity and remember that abundance is a flow we can attract and sustain. By performing these practices, it's as if we're reaffirming to the universe our desire to live in harmony with the flow of money. And finally, a detail that many people forget: caring for the tablecloth. The tablecloth is an essential element often overlooked, but it also plays a role in attracting good energy and maintaining the flow of prosperity. A clean and well-kept tablecloth symbolizes order and respect for the space, creating a harmonious foundation for everything that will be placed there. After all, the table is where we set our meals, where we celebrate, and even where we make important decisions. Keeping the tablecloth immaculate, without holes or stains, is like preparing the ground for the energy of prosperity to flow constantly. This simple care can have a bigger impact than we imagine. It's interesting to think that culturally, the tablecloth has always been associated with protection and hospitality. A worn or dirty tablecloth can carry a feeling of neglect and even attract negative vibrations. Imagine entering a space and finding a careless tablecloth. The impression is one of disorganization, which can drive away good energies. Replacing the tablecloth when necessary and always keeping it well spread out on the table is a way of valuing this special part of the home. It's as if, by caring for these details, we're inviting prosperity and balance to be part of the home. And in addition to keeping the table aesthetically pleasing, this daily care with the tablecloth reinforces the intention to live in abundance and harmony. Choosing a beautiful and suitable tablecloth also helps to make the environment more welcoming for family and visitors, transmitting positive energy to all who share this space. This small ritual of care is an act that brings almost imperceptible benefits, but makes all the difference. So now that you know these secrets about your kitchen table, what will you do to attract prosperity into your home? Small details, such as caring for the tablecloth, choosing objects, and even performing rituals, can transform the energy of your environment and open the doors to abundance. Why not start today, applying these simple steps and seeing the difference each one makes? If you want to keep learning how small gestures can transform your life, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications.